Well, Daniel Farke under pressure. 4 defeats in 5 leaves Leeds just a point above the relegation zone. Ray Parlour, would it be madness right now to sack Daniel Farke?
Absolutely. I mean, what do you've got to be realistic. Every single club that's come up, I know Sunderland are going really well, but they're competing. I mean, you can't just suddenly change the whole team. And as Neil Warnock says there, he's not been given a lot. He's lost a couple of players as well. And I don't think it would be the right move at the moment. As I said before, I'm not in that dressing room every single day, and if he has lost the players, then there could be a bit of a problem. That is the vital bit about it. If they're all trying to do the best they can at the moment, look, if they come 17th this year in the league, they've had a great season. You just got to try and stay in the Premier League this year. And at the moment, they're out of the relegation zone, just about. But the next 4 games, I do fear for them. You know, they've got Villa, they've got Man City away, Chelsea at home, and then Liverpool at home. So the next 4 are not easy. Right. But you know, it might suit them just to sit back, let the opposition have the ball, and try and defend as well as they can, and try and hit them on the break. And that's how they got to try and play. But I know Leeds United fans will be looking at Sunderland and saying, look, they're 4th in the league. They've come up. They finished behind us in the Championship last year, and they invested very well. The players they've bought. So, but I don't agree with keep sacking managers. And what manager is going to come in and try and improve it?
Sunderland are making it hard for Leeds and for Burnley.
Well, Burnley and Leeds are probably where you would probably expect them to be. Now. Sunderland by coming up. Sunderland are not. They're overachieving. So true, yeah. Which has been so good for Sunderland fans and what they're doing at the moment at Sunderland. But I would expect Leeds and Burnley to be roughly where they are at the moment.
Let's get more on this with a man who played over 100 times for Leeds. It's a good morning to the former Leeds and Northern Ireland striker, David Healy. David, how you doing?
How you doing, David?
Yeah, good morning. Morning, Adrian. Morning, right?
Is the fact at Leeds that they need a David Healy? They need a goal scorer, don't they? They haven't got one.
I only scored goals in the Championship for Leeds. But looking at it now, of course, stating the obvious, everybody in world football is looking for that number 9 centre forward, attacking players to catch fire and score goals. Leeds are no different. I do think Daniel needs to be given certainly plenty of time. He's done an incredible job there in the period in the piece that he's been. So coming into it, I think from the outlet, I think it was actually Jamie O'Hara started something online at the start of the season, putting pressure on Daniel Farke because of previous record.
We're not shocked, really.
What did he say?
He said, I think he was trying to start a campaign at the start of the season regarding Daniel Farke's coming under pressure because he hasn't done it in the Premier League and whatever else. And then I hear somebody like Neil Warnock saying he's never really been given the tools or the money to go and perform or give himself the best chance to stay in the Premier League. So, by all accounts, and again, I don't know the full ins and outs, Daniel looks as if he's a top class coach, manager. He's doing the best with the resources that he has. There's been 1 or 2 injuries, certainly at the start of the season, but they need a Calvert-Lewin, a Jack Harrison, Dan James or Perro. They need one of them centre forward attacking players to catch fire and score goals.
That O'Hara's a mess, isn't he? I mean, what?
He got sacked at Billericay.
He sacked himself, didn't he? He was that bad. Listen, I mean, there will be Leeds fans. I kind of gauge it without, any real science that 70-30, I would say, percentage-wise, would like a change because they don't see Daniel Farke keeping them up. And it might be unfair, but once the fans feel that way, David, that's a problem, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tough to win the fans over, especially Leeds fans. But again, when you look at Leeds' record at home this year, they've, they out of the 11 points that they've gained, 8 have been at home. So if Leeds can continue to try and maximise the amount of points that they get at home, try and make Ellen Road a fortress, who knows what can happen if they can pick up points along the way. I think it's you two talked about it there before. I think it's probably a wee bit over-calculated at the minute because Sunderland are doing so well. It looks as if they're certainly overachieving, and great credit to Reggie Labrie and whatever else is happening at Sunderland. But Burnley and Leeds are where probably most clubs are when they get promoted. They're always in the round. They're fighting for most games. They're fighting for most points. They're certainly, I don't think there's been too many games where they've been completely out of it.
The thing about it is that most supporters will look at the other teams below them And West Ham, they made that big change. Obviously, Nuno coming in, they're suddenly getting a couple of results in a row. They look at Sean Dyche going into Nottingham Forest, who are in second from bottom. Wolves have changed their manager. Whether that's going to work for Wolves, we'll have to wait and see. And I think most supporters are looking at it and go, we might need to have a change, and because we need a bounce. We need something to happen to get us a couple of results as well. And I know football's a really cruel game at times, and no one expects people to keep changing managers. But as you rightly say there, I think he does need a chance. The window is going to be so important for a lot of clubs, I think, in January, that they strengthen, they know where to strengthen, and it's not rocket science. They need a striker, don't they, Leeds, to get. I know Bamford's gone, he's moved on, but they need someone to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, Calvert-Lewin was the obvious one that they brought in. Obviously, they brought him in on a free from Everton. He's their main one, but there's Joe Perreault, who scored quite a few goals last year in the Championship. Could he make the step up? You've Jack Harrison, who's flitted in between Championship and the Premier League. I think the lad Wilfred Gnotto's injured at the minute, who carries a threat with pace. Dan James with threat. So if you're missing one or two of those, especially on the counter-attack that you're playing away from home without the ball in the Premier League, you need sort of Dan James, Gnotto again to carry the ball, get them up the pitch, and then create, the opportunities up there. So he certainly deserves a chance. The Leeds fans, again, are incredible. I didn't actually realise until I went there, even in the Championship, the size of the club, the magnitude of the club, the passion of the club. And I've no doubt they'll keep getting behind the manager and the players and continue to try and probably do something that a lot of the teams haven't done recently and stay in the Premier League.
Aussie have got a second man down. We'll find out about that shortly. Quick one on Northern Ireland, though, David, because your country have got Italy. It's a tough one in the World Cup playoff.
It's probably the worst one that we could have got. Again, when you're in pot 4 and you look at the nations in pot 1, the possibilities of, I think everybody wanted potentially Ukraine, because they're not playing in Ukraine. They play their home games in Poland or Hungary. So we missed that opportunity. We've got Italy. But again, looking at Italy, they were humbled. They were well beaten San Siro last week against Norway, and inspired, obviously, Erling Haaland performance. They've got Gattuso in his manager. I don't think, and again, I said this, I need to be careful because I said this before we played the Germans recently, that I don't think the German team were laced with top class talent. They've got good players and the potential of people like Wirtz and Voltemata to be potentially sort of go on and be world class, but I don't think at that time. And Italy are the same. When I look at the Italian squad at the minute, and certainly from football that I know and remember over the last 30 years, there's no Maldinis and Baresi's, Cannavaros, Pirlos, Baggios and people like that. I don't think they're any at that level. And probably when you look through the squad, and you have to be careful when you look through the squad, because most of the players and the starters in the team at the minute, they're playing for Napoli, Inter Milan, AC Milan, and teams like that. So we'll certainly give it a right go. It's not the best draw, but I think they're saying now that there's going to be a potential that it's not at the San Siro. They're maybe going to move it to Bergamo, much smaller ground where Atalanta play, which is a little bit surprising. Or maybe the Italians know that the last couple of playoffs they've lost against Sweden and North Macedonia to qualify for the World Cups. Maybe they want a little bit less pressure by taking it away from maybe Rome or maybe the San Siro.
David's interesting. They're panicking, aren't they? David, thank you very much.
Thanks, David.
And good luck
Appreciate that. Cheers, lads.
All the best.